Hello. Well, no, have an I and a Y, because you listen to Mission Nutrition. But the truth is that we don't always feel high as heaven, especially not this time of year. Speaking for myself, it's getting real dark and cold outside. Besides that, we just got the first snow of the year, so that brightens things up. But yeah, there's still no sun, which is like the most important aspect of nutrition. So yeah, seasonal depression is a very real thing. And yeah, what can one do? I'm used to going away to the tropics, Kenya for the most part, this time of year, going away from winter. This year it seems like I'll have to stick around. So yeah, I am not really happy about that, but it is what it is. And one thing I know that I can do to, well, tackle the issue that I can do, that I do regularly, like I keep my health in check. When things are tough, like we're going through depressing things or straight up sad things maybe, the most objective thing we always can do is to take better care of our health, to minimize, to reduce the discomfort or the sadness or the less than adequate sensation of feeling good. I don't even know what I'm saying. I think I make myself understood. So yeah, this is one of those days. For me now, since I was fasting yesterday, I fast at least 2 days every month. And when I break the fast, I am making sure like that what I'm eating, what I'm consuming is very nutritious and clean. So it's, yeah, I usually have 4 of these days, at least 4 of these days then, because I usually eat very healthy before I start a fast and when I break a fast. A day like today is like one of those at least 4 days of the month that you could call a staple day or ground pillar day for my health and well-being, for my nutritional intake, that I rely on for my nutritional intake for the whole month, pretty much. And I do this every month, yeah. So, I mean, the reason why I don't eat more like this every day is largely due to economic reasons. The same reason as to why I seem to have to stay up here in the far north, completely absent of sunlight. And yeah, but let's not be negative. I have access to healthy food. I have a place to stay at, my own place. I'm really grateful for this apartment. I have, yeah, I'm not gonna complain. I live a good life. So, yeah, but things can get tough. It's easy to fall into depression. So the least thing we can do objectively is to, well, make sure we drink enough water, eat clean and healthy at the right times, preferably. And yeah, so today I've had a salad, which I don't usually eat. I just had this salad after what was it now? Like at least 37 hour water fast, ikadashi. 4 days before new moon, 4 days before full moon. That's when I fast. It's called ikadashi according to the ancient Indian culture, tradition, Ayurvedic traditions, because there's a very strong gravitational pull. The moon rules the tides of the earth, and in the same way, we are mostly water, at least 70% water. So those days are days when the moon, has a certain gravitational pull on us as well. And it's a day when the body tries to, or it resets the fluid balances, and so it's a day when it kind of detoxes. And so if we're fasting, we assist the process, and if we're not fasting those days, we make it it's basically a day highly recommended to fast. It's very beneficial. So losing myself a little, but so I had this salad after a 37-hour water fast, and I don't always have salads, but it's great to have some fresh greens, like raw, not cooked. Cooked greens can be great too, but the chlorophyll is very sensitive to heat, so having a fresh salad once in a while is really good. I don't have salads that much because of my body type being Vata dominant, which is also an Indian Ayurvedic word for or Vedic word, I should say, more like it's a Vedic word for and either. That's why I'm so tall, and I'm tall and skinny, and I can easily get restless, and bitter things like greens and burdock. I'm gonna have some burdock today too in a while, in like an hour. Burdock tea, it's also bitter things, and it's generally it's really good for health, but for some people like myself, it can aggravate what we already have a lot of qualities of, so we can become very restless, and it can be difficult for me to sleep at night. So I only have it, I pretty much only have it when I break a fast, and so and then the food I will eat are some a little more expensive grains, but really really good grains, quinoa and spelt. Otherwise, other days I eat clean, otherwise, like organic white rice, but that's not to rely on for nutritional intake. I eat a lot of red lentils too, and that's the problem with a lot of vegans, vegetarians. They think they actually get a lot of nutrition from that. It's like, sure, proteins, carbs, but that's only macronutrients. The micronutrients, the minerals, is what really keeps, that what determines most of our overall health, and promotes longevity, and all of that. So a day like this is important, and and so also water. I start every day drinking at least 70 centiliters of distilled water, and then I drink water throughout the day, mostly spring water, but I never drink water less than 30 minutes before eating, and never less than 1 hour 60 minutes after eating, to help with the digestion, to not have fluids interfere with the digestive juices. That's just helps the body out. So that's the least things we can do when things get tough or depressing or sad. At least take care of our health, we should at least take care of our health. That's the least thing we can do, and it's an objective thing to do. So it doesn't matter how crappy we may feel. We might not be able to control our minds and think positive things all the time, but at least we can physically take care of our external reality, put together things that nourishes us, and or detoxifies us. And I don't. I mean, in some cases it's true, but for the most part, when people say, "Oh, I can't afford," it's like that's bullshit. If I can afford it, fucking damn near everyone can afford it. Shit, it's about priority. It's a question of prioritizations. I mean, I don't buy. I don't know when I bought new clothes last time in 2019. I bought some shoes and like a sweat, like a hoodie. The hoodie I started using right away. The shoes I started using this year. I I've had the same winter jacket since 2016, and I mean, of course, I mean one shouldn't withhold themselves from buying, uh, like buying clothes if it, I mean, if it does something for the well-being, but yeah, I mean, in general, I just know people buy a lot of things that they don't necessarily need, and yeah, so it's about prioritizations, and most people are not very happy people, so yeah, we consider putting more focus and priority on what goes into your physical vessel, as the gut is, people call the gut the second brain, but I'd say it's more like the pre-brain, or as someone else I heard called it, the main brain even. And I agree, what goes into our gut directly affects our mental health and yeah, mental state of being, which affects then, if we can foster positive nurturing thoughts, we we will feel emotionally better as well, having a healthy perspective, positive, optimistic perspective on things, and that can be very difficult when we just put whatever into our system. And in today's society, most of the things we have access to put into our physical vessels are not good for us. And think about that also, you know, as above, so below. And if you take a look at the guts, they even physically look very similar to the brain. And there are like neurons, like it creates neural pathways and shit through our guts. So uh, linked straight to the brain. So yeah, yeah, that's what it is. And so in a little while, I'm gonna have some burdock tea, and then I'll exercise, and then I'll have some, yeah, quinoa, some spelt, and some beetroot for dinner. And that's what I can do in order to, well, to not fall into depression. I'm not feeling, I feel kind of down, but I'm not feeling depressed. No, I do not. But I could have. I probably, if I wasn't taking care of my health on a physical level, I would have most likely fallen into depression. Most definitely, actually. Yeah. But I'm a little more sensitive being also in many ways, so some people seem to be able to eat whatever and be happy motherfuckers, and great for them. But I'm also, I can't help but to question how much of that is a facade, really. So yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say now. Just show the food that's coming up, and yeah, hopefully I can inspire someone to be a little healthier. So, completely dark outside. It's just past 4 p.m. and yeah, that's how it's gonna be now for a couple of months. And yeah, but I got my burdock tea steeping here. And what I meant, by the way, about the bitter things, burdock and the fresh greens, is that Well, salads I usually make if I don't have ripe enough bananas to make a smoothie. Or I can also have fresh salad, like fresh lettuce on my super nutritious plant-based pancakes, or plant cakes as I call them. Yeah, that I can do. But burdock tea, I pretty much only have when breaking a fast. Yeah. And I also want to add that another very important aspect to, well, to tackle seasonal depression is to have a healthy social life. Like, I mean, I barely have a social life, but I have like I eat dinner with my mom on Fridays usually. Last Friday now, my cousin and my sister joined. That was really nice. I try to see my grandma whenever I find time. We all should probably see our grandparents more often. Shit, but yeah. And then I have some, not many, but a few really good friends. I don't see them often, but yeah, those people that I have in my life are real cool people, and I also, I mean, it's very important to be able to spend time with oneself as well, but it's about a balance, and my balance I should probably increase spending more time with others, but yeah, I'm just used to it. It's easier to just be by myself and have my own routines, and like, that's what it is. And also, like, yeah, it is important to have a healthy social life, but make sure the people you do spend time with, like, that you actually can be yourself, and like they're supportive of you, and not just having a circle of friends that you just try to fit in, that you try to fit in their, don't just try to fit in, basically. I mean, we all know this shit, right? So I hope, mm, I I hope at least whoever might be watching this is applying that to their life, because yeah, someone said, I think it was Robin Williams actually. I can many times remember quotes, occasionally remember quotes, but I rarely know who said it. But I think Robin Williams said this. Like, the worst thing is, I thought the worst thing was to end up lonely, but the worst thing is to end up around people that make you feel lonely. Yeah, real shit. I might have been wrong about who said it, but yeah, I think it was Robin Williams. Rest in peace. So yeah, that's important, and also, yeah, vitamin D. Yeah, vitamin D is what you otherwise get from the sun, uh, but this now, yeah, this is extracted out of lichen, which is like that kind of crispy moss thing found on rocks, mountains, and even trees. So it's extracted vitamin D from that. Yeah, that's important, unless you eat fish. But fish is a rich source of natural rich source of vitamin D, but today most of the fish on this planet has a lot of mercury from all of the pollution. So yeah, unless you can get fish from like the far north, I mean even further north. I'm here in Sweden, but I mean I'm talking about northwestern Iceland. That's the best fish we can have access to that comes here sometimes. But if you're like in the States, as I've understood, the Alaskan salmon, for instance, is pretty clean. But it's just I'm not really a promoter of eating meat. Although I might try it. In this winter, actually, since I'm gonna be here, and I have a skin condition that really gets bad when it gets cold and dry out. Like my skin gets really bad. A condition I've been fighting with, struggling with for quite some years, and it's completely harmless but very stubborn. But I've heard that going on a carnivore diet, could actually help reset the system, because, well, although, if you eat meat, you are prone to, like, unless you cook it to the point of being burnt, yeah, you can get parasites, but especially if you eat it alongside with carbs or eat carbs around the same time that you're eating meat, yeah, that is really like that's a very gentle way to host parasites and worms in your guts. And it's way more common than people think. Most people do have worms and parasites in their guts. It's not uncommon. It's uncommon that people don't have. 2 years ago I was completely free of mine. Now I might have it again. You can get it from different sources, not only necessarily meat, but that is a sure way to get worms. But anyway, yeah, I might experiment with that to see if it can help clear up my skin condition. Because at least if you only eat meat, that's what you should do. If you eat meat, you should only eat meat. It makes it easier for the body to process it and like work through it and then absorb the minerals. So yeah, that's something I will try to do. And then I would not need vitamin D supplements. But until then, I will need it. But yeah, now I'm gonna dive in to this lovely burdock tea. And now, after some push-ups and chin-ups, I don't know how many exactly, but at least 70 of each, yeah, I'm now preparing some quinoa, spelt, and beetroot with some, well, spices like mostly like, it's pretty much like garam masala and some bay leaf. And oh yeah, I'm gonna add the pink Himalayan salt also. Yeah, I'll add that. But then also the other supplements that I use besides the D3 is, well, also found in fish, omega-3, DHA and EPA. Well, it's found in fish, but the fish get it from algae, and this is straight from the algae. So yeah, vegan. B12, well, yeah, B12 vital supplement. B12 supplement every vegan and vegetarian should have, and most meat eaters as well, because B12 originally comes from the soil, which we, back in the days when we had stronger immune systems, we could eat. More like it. The trace minerals that we need of B12 was found in the soil that came along with the food that we ate. We didn't wash everything as properly back then, and we didn't process foods and all of that. So yeah, and a lot of the food that animals eat, that people eat today, they're not being fed their natural food. They're being fed like soy and corn and shit that don't even have B12. So yeah, most people should take B12 supplements, whether they eat meat or not, but especially vegans and vegetarians. Vegans most. So, and then I have kelp. This is just natural kelp for iodine. It's just, yeah, basically kelp in capsules. And this is zinc, or organically bound zinc, which, well, is also important for vegans and vegetarians. But I could tell, like, if I ate like this every day, quinoa and spelt and these a little more expensive, highly nutritious grains, if I ate like this every day, or even a couple of times every week, then I would not really need the zinc. But yeah, that's one very nutritious, nurturing and nourishing day. And yeah, I mustn't forget to mention that when it comes to the cooking of these grains, it's very important to properly wash, soak and rinse them before cooking. Soak them overnight, preferably. Yeah, but that's all. Feel free to copy. I'm out.